Hello guys, Creepsbear Plush and Games here. Welcome back to another video, and today I am actually showing you guys how to actually be good in Cinema 4D. Cinema 4D, if you don't already know, look it up. It's a animating software, but already assuming that you have it installed, link in the description. Basically, I'm going to show you how to animate good, render properly, lighting. It's all going to be in this video. So let's go ahead and get right into the video. So first thing you're gonna want to do, everyone says that, is open up Cinema 4D. In my case, it's in my game files. I'm gonna open 64-bit. So this will open up this little splash screen right here. It should appear. Yep, there it is. Now Cinema 4D is actually very powerful, even considering how interestingly strange it looks normally right here. It is extremely powerful and is used for a ton of things. So let's go ahead and get right in. So the models I'm using are going to be in the description. I'm going to go ahead and import a model. It's really simple. All you have to do to import a model is just go into your files, go to wherever you have your model. So in this case, in my case, it's in my game files here, models, and you just have your model file right here, and you can literally just drag and drop the model file into here, and this little thing will open up. It has all your models and stuff, whatever's in there. So that's really helpful. It's really easy and simple to use. So we have Freddy and Bonnie and Chica, all the other things. We have all the textures in the files here. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get Freddy in the scene. So you just drag Freddy out. So I already dragged him out here. With the model I'm using, they're pretty detailed and accurate models. But one of the big things is that people will get into an animation software, get a really nice Freddy model, or like a really nice, really accurate model, and then just like make a render, and it will not be accurate at all to the actual game's models. It's all with lighting, guys. Lighting literally will shape your scene. It is so important to do good lighting, or else your scene's not going to look good, your render's not going to look good, and it's just going to look crappy and stupid, honestly. So lighting is a massive part. Now that we have our model in here, these little things up here are for, navigating. So, this little thing's for moving your, camera like this, and then this thing's for zooming in and out, and then this thing is for, rotation. So you can kind of use these to, get a hang of Cinema 4D. Up here are your toolbar things. We'll be using a lot of like this stuff right here. Oh yeah, if you want to undo something, just hold down Control and press Z. Pretty simple. Alright, so once you have your model inside the scene and you've kind of gotten used to the workspace and everything, we can go ahead and get posing. So, it's very, very simple. The only thing you have to do is select the part of the body that you want to move. So it can be any of this. So I'm going to move like the arm, right? Very simple. The only thing I have to do is select this part of the arm, and then go up to this toolbar right here and press the, any of these that I want. This is, Y and X axis, so like this, and like this, and like Z and stuff like this. Probably got that all wrong. This is for like scale, so if you want to like make him really thick, then you can like do that. So yes, movement, scale, and then rotation. So like rotation, just rotation. For now, we're just going to grab the arm and we're just going to pull it down. Now here's the problem with a lot of other animators, is that they don't really focus on how animatronics stand. Most people will like put the arms like this and then like make them have like a human pose like that. But like they don't work that way. Cause like you gotta think about realistic movement here. Their arms are gonna be all out like this almost. Of course it's Freddy though, so like there's gonna be some clipping. So instead of like doing this either, you want to actually like move the arm back like this and put it about there. And you want to tilt the arm slightly this way and do this. This is how Freddy stands in the game. This little hand joint, you can move the hand around, so like Freddy is like that in the game. But Freddy also has posable fingers in the game. I don't know why Scott did that. So let's go ahead and pose these fingers a little bit. You don't want them being too far away from each other, or else it's going to look really weird. So there we go. And then there's the actual standing position. You see, real life animatronics usually are really hunched over, so like you want to really like move him kind of like that, like straight move him. And you want to like, after he's like this, you want to like really, really move his freaking legs in a weird direction. So like that almost. Maybe not that far. Yeah. So now it's very obvious that he is very heavy. Next we'll pose his head. But lots of people will like pose the head first and then like, you know, like do the facial expressions. And that just doesn't work. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the facial expressions first. So what I like doing is getting really close up on his face and really getting a lot of expression out of these eyebrows. If you really want a good reaction, like if you really want... There. Now you can move the eyes. And also, you can move the ears. So let's go ahead and move those just up a little. Because we don't really need them up that much. Next you can move the hat a little bit as well in the more position. You just want to add detail to everything. After doing that, you should be able to pose the neck. Lots of people just kind of pose the head, but the neck is also very, very, very valuable for posing. Because it makes them look more natural. See, look, he's already way better. But if you want to make it better, you can actually move his head down a little bit. And move his head up kind of like that. And open his jaw a little. Or close it. But I recommend opening it. If you don't like the look of that, you can move it back. But I like doing it because it makes him look more hefty. Because you gotta understand, these animatronics weigh at least 300 pounds, 500 pounds. They are gonna be really heavy and really hard to move around and navigate with. Next, it's time for the microphone hand. You want the microphone hand to kind of be the same as this hand if you're looking for accuracy, but here's a problem with this hand is that it's got the microphone in it, so it's gotta be treated differently. Freddy always has his microphone in his hand, no matter what, honestly. Let's go ahead and move his arm and let's pose these hands, fingers, I mean, which is gonna be pretty simple. Just the same kind of posing as before. Soon, we're gonna be able to get into lighting. Yeah. Alright, there we go. Our character's basically completely posed. Yeah, okay. So, it's time for lighting, the hardest part of this tutorial. Next, after lighting, we'll do another episode on animation. So, let's start on lighting. You want to zoom out as far as you can, about like this. And you then want to click and hold down on this button. You then want to do your average spotlight. Spotlight. This entire guy is going to go completely black. That kind of sounded racist, but I mean, hey, it's true. And you kind of want to move the camera to the side, and you want to point the spotlight. So you can move these little like things on the spotlight right here to like make it bigger and smaller. You want to make it at about that big because it's going to be pointing up towards Freddy. So let's do this. And as you can see, it's pointing up towards Freddy. Oh my gosh, what did I just do? Now you're going to want to select the light once it's completely posed and done right here. And you actually want to go to General and Light, and you should see some color things. So this is popped up for me because it's just this. But you want to actually go to the color picker, which is right here in this little thing. It's in General. Just click this little thing. And you want to set it to a almost like this color. So just this color. And then you want to put the intensity up or down to 68, and you want to put the shadow type as shadow maps soft. But you do want to uncheck specular and show clipping. So now if you go to Freddy's face here, and you can check how your render is doing by going up to render and rendering view. So as you can see, we got this thing that honestly looks pretty dope. But you can only see half of his face. This is just to, get you into realistic shadows. So, your light is always going to look a little extra realistic with shadow map soft. Ray traced hard is a little different. It practically adds extreme graphics, so the shadows are extremely sharp. You can use that, but you need a really beastie computer, which I do have a beastie computer, but I'm going to be, for the sake of you guys who might not have beastie computers, I'm going to be using shadow map soft for the lights instead of ray traced hard. It's time for another epic part of this video. Now that you're familiar with this, you just want to click one time on the light button, and this light will pop up. It's going to look really ugly, and that's why you want to put it on his his right side at about here. There we go, right about there. You then want to set the color to the same color you set to this other light. except a little bit darker. So just a little darker like that. You then want to set the shadow maps to shadow maps soft. Uh, Disable show clipping and speculate. And you also want to set the intensity to around 48. Let's check how this looks. It looks honestly really good. You want to actually add another light now. It takes a lot of lights to get a really nice looking scene. You want to put it right over by his belly, so like right here. Now, you want to set it to the same color, except even more darker, so more of a red color. If you want, you can actually head over to a different, more brighter, happy color, like more close to white. So here, make sure to always set the shadow maps soft and set the brightness to 44 for this one. So let's check how this looks. It looks good, see? Now, if you have a problem with things being really dark, you can try making it more bright, but Freddy doesn't really match the brightness. Sometimes you can try making him look really bright. Just make sure it's on Shadow Map Soft. If you're going to make his face really lit up, I'd recommend keeping it really close to his face and keeping it about 61 intensity. Make sure to uncheck specular and show clipping. See how that looks. It doesn't look bad. So yeah, with the right lighting, it can look really nice. Now it's time to set up your camera. Now you may think, oh, well, we're already looking through a camera right now, I thought. Well, you are, but with one little clue, is that if you go up to your cameras tab right here, and go to use camera, it's only default camera, and you can't render your image with a default camera. Therefore, you have to add a camera. How do you add a camera? Well, it's kind of self-explanatory. You just go over by the light button and you click the camera button, and it will add a camera exactly in the position that you are currently at. So there's our camera. Look at that. Pretty cool. Now it's time for the hard part of cameras. In order to see out of your camera, you just want to go up to the Cameras tab and push Use Camera and Camera. There. So now we're looking out of our camera that we made. Now, selecting the camera and going to Object, you want to go to this little thing where it says Focal Length and Sensor Size and Film Gate. By default, this is set to 36. This does not match FNAF. Okay, it just looks stupid if you frickin' keep it here. Like, it will literally look just like this, and I don't really like that. You can pick something else. I don't really care. Honestly, I am going to put it in a camera perspective right here. But here's the thing. You're going to want to zoom it out really far like this, because you're going to select your camera, go down to focal length, and up that up all the way to 60.7, and your sensor size all the way up to 27.5. You then want to move your camera until you get right about there. Right about here. There. If you want, you can like capture the entire body. There we go. So now if you render the view, it honestly looks way better. So now it's finally time to go to render settings. To get to your render settings, all you want to do is go up to this little settings thing right here, over by the toolbar right here, just this. Click on that, and in output, this is really important. Really important. You want to put your width okay, to 800. This is going to be your average. This is what it's going to be set at normally. You don't want to change anything here yet. You want to go up to this little arrow on underneath of output, and you want to click on it, and you want to go to film or video, and you want to go down to film 2K. That's if your computer can handle 2K video. If not, you can do full cinema. For now, we're just going to do 2K though. You want to now put your resolution to 1080. Boom. Now you don't want to change anything else of this. Next, to go to save, and you want to make sure this is checked, and you want to select the file you want to save your image at. Today we're doing images, and then and the next episode we will do animation, and I'll teach you how to do that properly. Because I am quite literally the only animator that will actually teach you how to do good robotic movement. You want to create a new folder called renders, or whatever you want to call it. Boom. Now, inside of renders, you just want to name your file whatever you want it to be called. So in my case, it's Freddy in a dark room. So it's literally just Freddy in a dark room. Now you just want to press OK, which I did, and in your format, you want to change it to a PNG. With your depth, you want to change it to a 16-bit channel. And that's all. You can go to anti-analyzing and put it to best, which is okay. But yeah. So now you just want to exit out of that. By the way, if you want to do a transparent background, I'll teach you how to do that after we render this out, because lots of people suck at teaching people that. So, now that you have gotten everything ready, how do you render out your image? Well, once you have all that done, which is what's going to actually let you render out your image, you just want to go over to the Settings tab again, and on the left side of the Settings tab, it is Renders, the renderer. You just want to click on that, and it will start rendering your image. Ta-da! So our image is fully rendered, and it looks really nice. In order to save your image, you don't even actually have to do anything. You can just exit it out, and it will already be in the file. As long as you have done what we did in the Render Settings tab, it will actually already be here. You won't have to save it as or anything. So ta-da! It's already here in the Renders folder. So yeah, every single time that you render out a picture, it will automatically save it, so it's fine. But you can always save it by rendering it. You can, if you don't feel safe with auto-saving, which I sometimes don't, you can just go up to File and Save As, and then it's kind of self-explanatory after that. Now for all you folks who were planning on doing a transparent background, it is way easier than you expect. It is 8 million times easier. If you've watched tutorials on it, you'll know people oh, you have to do this, and you have to do this, and you have to put these render settings on. You have to do this, and this, and this, and this. Dude, it's literally 3 clicks. No, maybe 5. But all you have to do is go to your render settings again, click on that, go to Save, click on Alpha Channel, and uncheck 8-bit dithering, or whatever that is, and include sound. That's all you have to do. Make sure none of this is checked. Right here, none of this is checked. And just make sure Alpha Channel is checked. That's all you need checked here. And then go back to your render settings and save it as another name so it doesn't corrupt this file. So Freddy in a dark room, but it's transparent. So yeah, I've saved it as transparent. So yeah, that's all you have to do to save it as a transparent image. Just make sure alpha channel's checked and nothing else underneath it. But every single time that you want to make a new image or new render, you want to change the name because then it will just replace your render that was already there, and that's kind of bad. And you just want to exit it out here, and you want to render it again by clicking on it, and it will look like the same image. It'll have a black background, but if you go and exit it out again and go back into your file here, as you can see, it's transparent. So yeah, it in Cinema 4D it still shows as a black screen like behind it, but that's only because it doesn't show like, that. But don't worry, it is transparent and it does work, obviously. So yeah. So if you guys enjoyed this video, would like to see more videos like this, and if you guys want to see a video on how to actually animate correctly, subscribe, like, hit notification bell, and I think we did a good job today. I'll see all of you guys in the next one. Stay cool, stay awesome, actually. And I'll see all of you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.